Hey y'all, and welcome to Politibrawl. My name is Brian, and Matt Miller does a man on the street video for Jaywalk Journalism. And what he finds is absolutely mind-bogglingly stupid. He goes right into the lion's den. He was on the scene filming the protest, the pro-Palestine protest here in DC. And what he found should shock you, but it doesn't shock me anymore. I'm just so numb to this. He managed to pick out one of the worst possible people to interview. And he shows himself to be, this interviewee shows himself to be just this complete and total moron. And it's a shame because these people earnestly believe in what they're doing. I disagree with them fundamentally, and I'm glad we live in a country where you have the right to disagree. But these people are simping for terrorism, and Matt Miller just makes him look like an absolute fool. But before we dive in, I want to give a quick shout out to our amazing sponsor, Colonial Metals Group. They are literally the cure to Biden inflation, but more on that later. Now, let's get into the video.
Just something I've been wondering about, I got to ask, it's the middle of the day on Wednesday. Do you have a job?
I do. Wednesdays, I have some flexibility, and during the day, I'm able to go do stuff. I have stuff I gotta get do.
We leave our jobs because
tomorrow.
Our blood is not more precious than the Gazan children. That no salary, no slave wage is enough to stop me from actually fucking raising my goddamn voice.
Do you have a job?
Yeah, I have two.
Yeah, I agree, and they ask the same question even when it's a Sunday. So.
Are you?
Oh no, just because today's Wednesday, I'm just curious what people do.
And you do think that we don't work weekends? I'm sorry.
Why you're yelling?
Because you are asking loaded questions to us. You're trying to paint us a picture that we're like unworking Americans. We don't do shit. Apparently, we are somehow villainized. This happened at Occupy Wall Street. Every fucking time we try to do something.
I didn't say any of that, though.
Yeah, you did. You said.
I said, do you have a job? Maybe you're projecting something. I don't know.
So yeah, he has a job. I have a job. I imagine most of us have jobs.
Cool.
But they're not 24/7. So.
Gotcha.
We do find time to do other things.
Y'all, there are two kinds, but technically three kinds of lefties. There's the cool hippie dudes, which is the first guy in the video. Then there are the truly based, they understand what they're doing, they're positive and they're pleasant people. They do exist, they're rare. I'm friends with some of these people, they're great people. And then there's whatever that was. Just this deranged, traumatized, angry, bitter, jealous, mean-spirited, fake communist. This is the kind of person that would go to a gulag, all right? This person would not be in the party. That person would have been kicked out so fast, it would have made their head spin. This is the kind of guy that ends up in Siberia, okay? A lot of lefties are born out of trauma. I know many of these people, particularly out of religious trauma, or when conservatism fails. That's what produces a lot of lefties. This guy was definitely failed in multiple ways, because, just a mess. That man is a complete mess. And I think that's the perfect representation of this protest, this pro-Palestine, pro-Hamas protest. Y'all, times are rough. Record inflation is still not under control. We have a president who doesn't know what planet he's on. And the Federal Reserve continues to make dumb decision after dumb decision after dumb decision. You can gamble on Wall Street all you want, but if you want to diversify and protect your wealth, you need to look into my friends over at Colonial Metals Group. These amazing experts understand how to keep your wealth safe and protected from the volatility of our current market. And there's even a great deal for first-time accounts. Free gold and silver-backed IRA accounts, insurance on whatever precious metals you happen to buy for 5 years, up to $7,500 worth of silver, and a nice safe for you to keep all this good stuff in. So go take a look at their website, link in the description below, or call the phone number below so you can talk personally to Paul Stone, CEO, and his amazing team of experts to protect your wealth today. Imagine, if you will, you held a falafel stand and you made these great little falafel sandwiches. Blue cheese dressing, multiple different flavors, everything tasted great. Except these falafel sandwiches couldn't hold everything and always broke. So you run a small stand, you have a fundamental problem, and then the person who actually owns the land sells it to a strip mall. And you think you're going to lose your stand. No, you're going to be allowed to have your stand right there. But we're going to bring in a business. That business is going to sell exactly what you do, but with better stuff. Better ingredients, better quality, faster, makes more money. Oh, and their sandwiches don't break. Their falafel sandwiches, very similar, but they don't break. So you get a new business that's making a lot of money. And you think you're being thrown out of business. You're not. You have 3 options. You, 1, ask to work in this new business and see if you can be a head chef or something. You probably can because you've been running a successful business for a while. You can leave to a new place, or you can sabotage the business. What is going on in Israel right now is there was an attempt to sabotage the business. It's really that simple. Instead of moving or accepting and trying to assimilate, they've instead stood their ground, chosen literal terrorist organizations in a democratic process, and they are now wondering what is going on. War is terrible. I should know. I've seen what Sherman did to Atlanta. I'm a Georgia boy. You don't bring up Sherman around us. We're still bitter about that. I have been to Berlin. I've seen the ghettos. I have been to Sachsenhausen, which was a prison camp. Wasn't, however, anything like Auschwitz, which was a death camp. I have seen the horrors of what happens to people with a fundamentally evil, racist mindset. I'm not calling this person fundamentally evil, but he is supporting it. He is rabid in his support. He is a true believer. The hippie I can excuse. There's not much going on up there, but he seems like a cool dude. But the other dude, the dude who had a weird-looking sword, I think that's an Islamic symbol, on his shirt. I think he had a Palestinian flag somewhere on the back. Don't quote me on that. But he is out there screaming in support of a terrorist organization. That means you have been traumatized so bad that you have to put your brain on hold, and that you're forced to fight for your clan, for your people, for your family, and thinking that what you're doing is just. I can understand calling out this war. This war deserves to end, but Hamas deserves to be uprooted, root and stem. The political leadership needs to go to The Hague. At least I think that's how you pronounce it. They need to be extradited from Qatar. Instead, they continue to egg on, they continue to fight, they continue to use human shields. That's why the casualties in Gaza are so bad. Hamas has been using human shields for almost their entire organization and existence. They've been given a bad hand. Palestinians have been dealt a terrible hand throughout history. Through an attempt to overcorrect for what horrors happened in Europe. But that's the hand that's been dealt. Which means you kind of need to take your chips and get home. I think the only solution at this point, and I unironically believe this, since South Africa, which is about to be a failed state, South Africa loves Palestinians because they see them in a very similar situation. It's nowhere near like that, but for some reason they see that. So why don't we take the Palestinians, move them to South Africa, take the white South Africans, whom I am terribly afraid for. In the next 10 years, there's going to be something horrible that happens in South Africa. Take them out of South Africa and take the white farmers and put them in Israel. That's a fair deal all around. Everyone gets what they want. But it's never going to happen. That's a pipe dream. It's not a real possibility. Because Palestinians do not want to give up their land. Unfortunately, they are sitting between, not a rock and a hard place, they are sitting between a river and a sea, and the sea is rising. The tide is changing. I don't want to be vile about this. I don't want to say adapt or die, because those are human beings. We cannot lose sight of that. But the world changes constantly. You can fight it and most likely lose. You can run from it and save yourself, or you can adapt with it. Hamas has chosen to fight. They are losing. And because they are fighting and hiding behind human shields, the casualties continue to mount. So I support your right to protest. All right? Good for you. But what you are supporting is not the just thing that you think it is. You are supporting the wanton destruction of people because a single group got into power and now uses people like pawns on a chessboard. That is not humane. And this person, for some reason, is okay with that. I mean, they both are, but in the end, Matt Miller is really good at this style of journalism. He does a phenomenal job here. He holds his own. I mean, he's ripped, so of course he's going to be able to hold his own. He does MMA. I know him personally. And he does a fantastic job of just getting these people to reveal how terrible they really are. You have one hippie who seems like a chill dude, but this other guy, I hope he gets the help he needs, because that guy is not healthy and needs some help. Folks, my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed this segment here on Politibrawl. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one, and until then, y'all have a good one.